Alright, so I got a Lenovo, and I really can't open it because the hinge is broke. I'll try to open it, but I think it's just best that... How do you turn it on? I don't know how to turn it on. Does this not have a power button, bro? Oh, maybe this is the power button. Yeah, that's the power button there. But it's got a Core i5 8th gen with some NVIDIA GeForce graphics. So I am going to attempt to close this without damaging anything. And disassemble it. I don't know, I can't find a power connector for this thing, man. I've got all these power connectors and none of them fit in the little... I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I need to tidy up this hinge issue so that we can do something with it. I paid $20 for this laptop. Now I'm not sure why my man sold it, or whoever. I'm not sure why they sold it for so cheap, but that's pretty cheap, even if it doesn't work, you know. So I don't see a hard drive. The battery is dead, I'm assuming. So this is where the hard drive would be, but I don't see, unless it's hiding underneath this little cover here. Oh wait, yeah, it does have a hard... No, it does not have a hard drive. It's just a little caddy, I guess. So this doesn't take an M2 drive? Oh, maybe it's under here. Maybe the M2 drive's under there. Okay, well, let's explore. Let's take this out and see what this bad boy does. Or no, that's the heat sink. So what's under here, man? I don't see a place for RAM. Where is the place for RAM? Okay, so let's look at this hinge real quick here. This hinge is definitely damaged. Yeah. Yeah, it's broke the plastic. This thing's crooked too. Alright, so I got the board out. This is what the board looks like. It's I did find the M2 drive. It's right here. The RAM was under that little heat shield. I did attempt to plug this in, and my charging meter went blank, telling me that there is a short on the input voltage. Now this isn't a short like that one with the Dell. This is a straight short on the input side. So we measure from positive to negative. what is that, 3, that's a lot. So it's not shorted? Is that what you're telling me? It's not shorted? So that's ground. That. So it's not shorted. It was shorted earlier. So if yeah, the adapter goes out, dude. This thing is shorted. Why are you not showing me as a short? I'm confused. Alright, let's plug this in. So that's plugged in. Let's check voltage. $20 volts. But as soon as I plug this in, this thing is shorted. Alright, so something's getting hot right in here. Alright, let's get a little closer and splash down some alcohol, see if we can't easily figure out where the short's at. I'm pretty sure it ain't nothing. That wasn't over here. So this is the other side of the board. Let's see if we can't find a place I can inject voltage. That's a short. That's not a short. Yeah, that is a short. Where does that positive go? It goes on the back of the board somewhere. Alright, so it goes to this fuse, which I presume. So if we ohm out this fuse, we know it's good. Or at least we think it's good. Yeah, it's good. So I should be able to inject voltage right in there and see, because I think whatever's bad is on this side of the board. Matter of fact, it's on the gate of this MOSFET right here. Oh, that's good. So yeah, it's in here somewhere. Let's inject voltage right here. That right there dried up pretty good. And I think that's shorted. Okay. So let's do some more investigating. So let's check that gate of that MOSFET from ground and see what reading we get. Dude, it's not shorted, bro. It's not shorted. I'm confused, y'all. I'm confused. Okay, so let's remove this. See if our symptoms improve. Alright, that's off. Let's put it back on there though. I need to see what the name of that bad boy is. Can't get it off my tweezers. That is a 7506 something. 75, let me write this down. Alright, first let's see if it's still shorted when I plug in the power. because there may be that I could have pulled off the wrong component, even though it was clearly shorted between gate and drain or source, whatever that was. So let's unplug this. It's plugged in. Let's plug power in. Okay, and the power meter no longer goes blank. So we pulled off the right component. So I guess I'll have to order that component, or try to find one now and see what we can do. I'll be back when I have something.
So I ended up finding a MOSFET on another laptop motherboard I had laying around, so I ended up taking it off, and it was similar. It was a 30 volt in-channel MOSFET, so I decided to use that and put that on the broken laptop just to see if that would improve anything.
That's all done. So the next step is to wait for it to cool down, plug it in, and see what happens. Let us remove our solder just in case. Let us plug in our cable and let's see if it goes bang. Here we go. Y'all ready? Yep, it went bang. It shorted. What on earth, man? It's a dead short. No, it's not. It's 20 something ohms. So with that MOSFET off there, it doesn't do that. Now let's take it back off and see what happens. Alright, let's see with that off, do I have a short between the gate and whatever that is. I do. Okay, so it's not that the MOSFET is bad, it's something else is causing that short. What could cause that short? Okay, I made a... So here's what I think. I think that this gate and this gate are tied together. These two gates are shorted together. So I suppose, which means that the gate of this MOSFET and here are also shorted, or of low resistance, I suppose. So let's take this MOSFET off. First, let's see what kind of MOSFET that is. B04N03. Alright, so that's the original 7406 MOSFET. It is back on there. So let's see if we still have a short between here and here. We do not. So then it had to have been this big MOSFET that we just took off. It had to have been this one that was causing the short. So that was a lesson learned for me, is I should have checked after I took the MOSFET off to see if it was still shorted, but I plugged in power and the charger didn't go off, so I assumed that it was good. But you know what they say about assuming. So I need to find one of these, and I have no idea where to get. I don't know if I can salvage that. I think it's also an N-channel MOSFET, but obviously it's bigger, so it must be able to carry more current or whatever. Alright, so I looked at the specs on this MOSFET. Same size. It is a 6508 and it is an N-channel MOSFET. So we are going to try it and see what happens. Yeah, so the spec sheet on the one said it's just an N-channel MOSFET. This is also an N-channel MOSFET. So, and it's rated at like 30 volt and a high amperage. So it may pop if too much current, because this has a discrete graphics. So I don't know. We'll see. Everything we do helps us learn what not to do in the future. So let's see if we can't. Alright, let's check, make sure we're not shorted again. We are not shorted. So, let's flip it over. I'm a little scared, not gonna lie to you. I'm always scared. So let's plug this in. Let's watch the current meter. Okay, it's not drawing any current. But it didn't short out this time. So, oh, there it goes, it's drawing current. Okay, good. So we'll put this back in the case and see if it'll actually boot up. Alright, let's plug it in and hope nothing goes boom. I don't have the battery connected. So we are going to press the power button on the side. I don't see it drawing any current at all. It's drawing zero current. I saw it draw current earlier, but it's drawing nothing now. Let's check for voltage coming in. We got 20 volts coming in. Alright, let's try to put the battery back in. Still no current. Pressing the power button does nothing. Every once in a while I see the current bump up. I really need to check to see if we get 19 volts on the other side of that MOSFET, because it may be. Do we have 19 volts? We should have 19 volts somewhere, right? Well, this should be, we should have 19 here, right? On these caps, these are the filtering caps for the input voltage. Surely we should have 19 volts here. We do not. Nothing there. Yeah, I don't think the 19 volts is making it. I don't think it's making it past that MOSFET. Alright, we should have 19 volts here. We don't. We got 20 volts there. What do we have on the gate? Let's gotta go under the microscope so I can see what I'm doing. So this is where we did all the work. So we have 20 volts here. What do we have on the gate? We don't have anything on the gate. Therefore we don't have anything on the source or the drain, whatever that is. On this gate, since these are tied together, I don't expect to have anything. So I'm not going to have anything here. And this is the output, and this is the current sense resistor. So my 19 volts is not making it past this. But this isn't activating because I'm not getting any voltage on the gate. I need voltage on the gate to cut both these two MOSFETs on. So I need to figure out the circuit for that. Alright, so we're going to inject voltage. It never dawned on me to, once I discovered that this MOSFET was shorted, it didn't dawn on me to check the output of the other MOSFET. And when you check the output of the other MOSFET to ground, you'll notice that it is shorted. So I'm going to inject voltage and see if anything's getting hot that I can tell. So I'm going to inject 0.9 volts and 0.5 amps. So something right. What is that? Something in here is getting hot. So let's look under the microscope and see if we can splash some alcohol around and figure it out. So yeah, I think it's this capacitor right here. Looks suspect now that yeah, you see how it's falling apart. So remove that. Let's check resistance on the output of that MOSFET again. And we no longer have a short. Alright, so what's going to happen when I plug it in? Alright, so the output of that MOSFET's no longer shorted, so hopefully now we will get the, hopefully now we'll have voltage like we're supposed to. So
my audio was cutting out, so I'm having to do a voiceover, but I ended up retesting the voltage on those two MOSFETs, and I was getting the 20 volts on the output MOSFET to the current sense resistor. So that tells me that now the problem is solved.
alright, let's press the power button and see what happens. Fan spinning? No, fan's not spinning. Light went out. Oh, light came back on, fan spinning again. Yes! Freaking yes, bro. What does that say? Default boot device missing or boot failed. Insert recovery media and hit any key. Yes! That is what I am talking about, man.
So once the computer was able to boot, I went ahead and decided I was going to fix the hinge. And obviously I'm not going to order an entire mid-frame just to fix the hinge. But so what I did was I attempted to use the B7000 glue, and that wasn't working as well, so I decided to just use hot glue, and I just sandwiched it all together like you can, if you watch Soren, you'll see him do it. And so that's what I did, and that hinge is super solid now. So alright, so this is the final product. I left it charging overnight. As you can see, the hinge works perfectly. Computer boots right up. This is one of those ones where you can actually flex it like so. So yeah, as you can tell, that hot glue really made a huge difference. I just heated it up to 480 degrees and put it down in those crevices, and then I pressed the hinge down into the glue after I heated up the hinge, and then I put hot glue on top, man, and yeah, it's rock solid now. But all in all, this is a pretty nice laptop. It's got a GTX 940M, I think it is. But yeah, so technically I didn't need to order any parts for this. I just robbed off of that MOSFET that I originally had on there. Would have worked fine, but I got confused because I wasn't getting output voltage from the output MOSFET at the current sense resistor. But once I figured out that it was shorted, so I'm assuming what happened was that capacitor shorted, and then it caused an overcurrent condition on that first MOSFET, and so it shorted from drain to source, or drain to gate, excuse me. So yeah, so it threw me off, but next time I'll make sure I check that. But all in all, I learned a lot from this, and anyhow, thanks for watching.